Good evening everyone, how are you doing today? It's Fenna. I thought I would do a video on positioning with McCree. Now, positioning is an extremely in-depth and complex skill to learn in Overwatch. So these are just going to be basic starting positions on defense. You should be moving around a lot from these positions as the game develops and teams move around. Your team moves around, their team moves around. But these are just good starting points generally. So keep that in mind while you're watching.
Now entering the Temple of Anubis.
Alright, so first point on Anubis, Reinhardt is generally going to be playing here. This is where pretty much every team plays in competitive and at the pro level. And this position here with McCree allows you to be on your supports, which will generally be around here. It allows you to cover all of the angles. You can cover the choke point where they're going to push through. If they go through to the right here, then you can pressure them from here, or even fall back a bit or play into there. If they do come a bit close, and it's an easy pick off. If they decide to run through the left and go up the stairs, you can pressure them here. If you decide it's good to go in and fight them, you can do it through here. And if they run straight through under the bridge, then you can just stay here and you can shoot them from here, from the high ground, or be behind the bridge for a little bit of cover as well. Basically, there's a lot of cover from this position for McCree, and he can easily get to all of the other locations as well. So this is pretty much the best starting position for McCree. All right, so my favorite point to play here is this little tower on the second point. You do have to go on a bit of a mission to get up there. So if you are getting rushed, then it's not a good idea to go up. You have to go around this way, jump on here, jump on this, and then this jump's actually kind of annoying to do sometimes, but you can make it. And then playing on this tower gives you position on pretty much everything. You'll be able to see them coming through the left really easily. You can shoot them if they come through the mid. You've got position on them on the right, and you've got the high ground, and you've got this cover of the post. So if you're ever getting shot from anywhere, you can simply just hide behind it. If you do get rushed, though, and they are coming through mid really quickly, you probably got to play the point until you wipe them, and you can spend time getting up there.
Now entering King's Row.
Alright, King's Row portion 1. You're generally going to want to be playing around the point, kind of to the back, but not right to the back, because Reinhardt is generally going to be playing here. And it's going to be like a movement game between this position, shooting the choke point, and then the enemy team will probably move into there or up there or drop down, and the fight will generally start happening here, and you'll have to move back to here or protect the hotel or something like this. But this position gives you good vision over pretty much everywhere they can go. It does get difficult if you start jumping around there and going around the back, but that's kind of just a problem with King's Row. One position that a lot of people might want to play, but is not that great, is up here. And the reason why is, one, they have good vision on you right from their spawn point. So if they've got a Widowmaker or something like that, they're going to get you. They've got good vision on you from the cinema. You don't have good vision over the choke point. You're not protecting your supports, and you're not behind the Reinhardt shield. So the other position that you could play is over here, but again, you're struggling with vision to see over here on the left if they do come over there. So the best position is honestly generally just on the ground with your teammates, where you can protect your supports with a flashbang if people come through the hotel or something like that. The next portion of King's Row gets very dynamic. It's a long portion of the map. Generally, there's going to be a hold here. There'll be a Reinhardt here, or there'll be a Reinhardt here, and they're going to push through here pretty quickly. So you generally want to be poking here and here. You can also go up the stairs and poke the top. I don't recommend doing this too much, as it is making you very vulnerable, as you're not behind the Reinhardt shield, and again, you're not protecting your supports, but you can go for a few little pokes there. And you can just generally move and play around this area in general, as long as your Reinhardt is pushed further forward than this. If your Reinhardt is back here, you don't want to be up there or in there. That's going to be a disaster. In that case, you probably want to be back here ready to move back quickly, just in case they push to this position. And there's a lot of holes that are also made here as well. So it depends on where the team is pushed and where your team is playing, where you're going to play in this portion of the map. Next up again on King Row, we've got another high mobility area. There's no one position that is super strong here. You're going to be wanting to go through here, kind of play this room here so you can get to the health pack easily if your Reinhardt is around this position. But if Reinhardt is around this position, then you probably want to be a bit further back. You can be on here, or you can be up on this ledge as well, which can be a pretty nice position as long as all of your teammates are in good positions for you to be there as well. And in this place, you can protect the supports, and you're up on the high ground and you've got cover a bit, and you're behind the Reinhardt shield. Once you do get pushed all the way back, then these crates can be pretty damn good because you can strafe in and out of them and use them for positioning. It's very rare that you're actually going to fight from this position, because generally if they're pushing into here, then you're going to be wanting to jump on the point anyway, but these can be a great little spot if you want to come out the spawn on the right instead of the left side.
Traveling to Hanamura.
Alright, next up is Hanamura Portion 1. Now, there's a couple of spots that I actually like here. My personal favorite spot is next to this rock, as it gives you a really good angle on people coming through the choke point, and you can cover pretty much everything else as well, except for the far right. Really easy to get into this side and over there, and also really easy to drop back to either the point, also sneaky little spot here, stick your head through on this bench, and it's just your little head popping up and you can take some really good shots. You can also get back and get up to the window easily if the point does get rushed and your team gets wrecked. The other position that is pretty popular on this map is standing up on this high ground ledge here. This gives you a lot more good positioning over this window, and you can hit people on the left of the choke point easier. And you also have access to this mega health pack. The slight downsides of this position are that you're not going to be as close to your supports to be able to protect them, and it's a little bit harder to get back to the point or in a good position to defend if they do rush hard, because you have to go straight through the middle here, and if they're rushing through the middle, you can stand up there and shoot them, but you can't actually move back into a good position. You can move back over there, but this isn't really the side of the point you want to be when they're contesting it. You generally want to be on your side, so you've got the respawns coming to you as well. The good position for McCree on the second point is up on his high ground. It gives you perfect vision over the entire control point. You can even shoot people going to the high ground. You can deny people coming to the high ground. You can easily fall back down these stairs. You can easily drop down if you need to contest someone on the point. And generally, most of your team is going to be playing up here as well, as the standard spot to hold is up on this high ground. As if they try to push mid while you're up here, you can just rain fire down on them, and it's a lot harder for them to attack while you've all got the high ground advantage. And then it's really hard for them to attack up here because they're all coming through a choke point.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
Alright, so the best spot on the start of Gibraltar is up here on the super high ground. You just have to make this little jump, and this gives you like a really good position to drop back once they push around, and you can see pretty much everything, and it's the highest ground you can get on. And high ground is always good. But sometimes your Reinhardt is not going to listen to you and he's going to play down here. And if your Reinhardt is playing down here, then it's probably better to play down here with your team. The reason why this position is a bit weaker is because it's easier for the enemy team to get on you through this passageway, and a lot harder to fall back. So generally playing up there is going to be better. Once you have fallen back, playing around this position is good, because generally your Reinhardt is going to be around there. You can cover these stairs, you can see them sneaking across to the server room, and you're protecting your supports as well, because they're generally going to be around this position. You can try and play up on the high ground and use those boxes as cover or that back ledge as cover, but it's generally better to be around your supports. Next up is the hangar section of the map. Now here, the best place is the high ground unless they have some kind of heroes that can dive on you. So heroes like Winston or Diva, or just any heroes that can get to you are going to be a pain in the ass. But this gives you really good high ground and lots of cover as well. Lots of different positions that you can play to shoot them from. But again, if they can dive on you, just get down, get with the team, play behind the Reinhardt shield, and protect your supports from those heroes that can dive onto them as well. Similar idea on the last section of the map as well, as this wonderful high ground where you can do so much work from, because it's really hard for them to hit you from the ground. But if they do have heroes that can dive on you, then you probably want to jump down and play behind your Reinhardt shield along with your supports, because you will die up there. McCree is pretty damn vulnerable when he's on his own in a position.
Traveling to Numbani.
Alright, first point of Numbani. I believe this spot is the best and one of the only spots that you should be playing. A lot of people attacking the high ground on attack, so it gives you a good position on that. But not only that, it gives you a good position on them pushing through the lowers. It allows you to watch the right really easily, and it also allows you to shoot people coming over the left. Now, you might be looking at the left and be thinking, well, why don't I play over there? So a lot of people play this position on the left, which looks sound when first looking at it. You get to see the entire point, but you are completely isolated from your team, assuming they're playing over there, which is the most standard position to hold. Now, if you do play this position, which is not completely terrible, make sure you've got a support with you, whether it's just a Zenyatta sat there, a Mercy, or something like that. Or if Anna's playing here, that can be good too, because then at least you can't get dived so easily and then be unprotected and then die. And if you wipe, then your entire team's gonna wipe. Next portion of the map is a long streets battle once again, so these kind of areas can get very hectic and there's a lot of places you can go. Generally, you're going to be wanting to play on the ground with your team. Again, if they don't have any heroes that can dive you, then you can go up and play these high ground positions. Basically, the mindset goes something like that. If they don't have heroes that can dive you, then these high grounds are good for McCree, but if they do have heroes that can dive you, then they're generally a little bit risky. Reinhardt shield just covers this entire area so well, so it's great just to play down with your team. Again, pretty basic for the last point again. Reinhardt shield holds this so well, so there's no real other positions you can mess around in. You could go up here and take some shots from there if you want to go on the high ground, but it honestly just makes you more vulnerable because you're not behind the Rein shield and you're not as close to your support. So just playing on the ground here is generally the best place to go.
Alright, so that's the first half of the maps done, guys. I will be doing the rest of them tomorrow and they'll be uploaded tomorrow as well. So if you want to stick around for that, hit the subscribe button. You'll see it pop up in your subscribe feed tomorrow. Other than that, I hope you learned something from this. And I'll see you guys in the video tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace, guys.